Good morning. Welcome back to Market Monday. Thanks for joining me each week. I hope you find this information helpful. So just to let you know kind of what's happening in the market in Northwest Ohio and the region, you can see that we had 133 new listings come on the market in the last 7 days, and we had 34 sellers commit to coming soon. So that number is up to 167. Last week we were down to 149. So that's a good number for us, at least that it's up from last week. So we're getting a few more listings and for our buyers. So good news on that front. Contingent, we had 201 that went off the market and 114 that went pending last week. So, and then 317 that sold and closed. Always the last week of the month, we have a very high number, which is what was happening the end of the month and the first couple days. Some of that spills over into the first couple days of the month. So we usually get really high numbers of houses that sold and closed. So 317, definitely up from the 190 from the week before. So definitely a lot of houses were sold last week in Northwest Ohio. In our region, currently, we have 1,030 available houses to show to our buyers. We have 48 that are in the coming soon status, so they'll be on the market in the next 21 days. That number is down a little bit. We were at 1,134 last week, and we're at 1,078 this week. So we definitely had quite a few homes that went under contract and were sold last week. So that's what's affecting that number. 16 active and coming soon homes in Oregon, 22 in Point Place. That's what's available right now. We did not have any new listings in Oregon last week, and we only had 2 in Point Place. So if you're in one of these two areas, we could surely use some more new listings in these areas. One coming on the market soon in Oregon. No coming soons in Point Place. Contingent and pending, we had 8 went off the market in both of these areas last week. 7 sold and closed in Oregon and 9 sold and closed in Point Place. So busy week last week with selling. November numbers are not in yet, so we just will skim through these October numbers. The number of home sales was down a little bit from 2021 October to October of 2020. Average sales price was up year over year, up 12.9%. The average number of days on the market was down a little bit, down to 62 from 2020. And then the number of new listings was actually down a little bit in October also. So hopefully next week we'll have November numbers. We should have them by next week. And then just a quick update on what's happening in the market. Mortgage rates are expected to raise. We are currently around that 3.2%, which is kind of where we figured we'd be around the fourth quarter of this year. They are projecting that we're going to go up to about 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. Some people are even projecting that we're going to be in the 5s within another year or year and a half. The reason this is important to you as a buyer or a seller is because on every $100,000, the buying power for you is about $12,000 difference for each 1% of interest. So if you are a buyer and you're buying a $100,000 home, a year from now, if the interest rate goes up 1%, the same house that you can get today for $100,000, you're actually going to, if you're going to spend the same amount of money, you're going to get the same house that you could buy today for about $88,000. So again, $12,000 worth of buying power on every $100,000. So if you are shopping for a $300,000 house, that difference gets a little more critical because the difference is now $36,000 instead of just $12,000. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying or selling. The 2022 housing market, they're actually forecasting that it's going to continue to be a busy time. It usually flips from seller to buyer market about every 10 years. We have been in a seller's market now for almost 2 years. What started in January of 2020 to be a very good year it still wound up being a very good year. Even with COVID, 2021, we have definitely been in a very strong seller's market. This is going to continue into 2022. You can see the projections of a normal market is where this yellow line is right here. About 6.5 million homes were sold in 2020. That's and you can see that the projections for 2022 are somewhere between 6.6, depending on who you talk to, all the way up to 7.5 million. So we could be a million homes over the number of homes that were sold in 2020. And you can see that 2021, we're going to finish somewhere about 6.7 to 6.9. And 2020 was an exceptionally busy year. So 2020, 6.5, 2021, somewhere between 6.7, 6.9, 2022, somewhere between 6.6 and $7.5 million. So if you are, or million homes, if you are thinking about selling, this is an amazing time to be on the market. If you're thinking about buying, it's an amazing time to be a buyer because of the interest rates. It's very unusual for us to have the combination of the two together, that it's both a good market for buyers and a good market for sellers. Usually it's kind of one or the other. So if you are thinking about buying or selling and you don't have a full-time realtor or you just have questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 419-356-0276. I hope you find this information helpful. Please feel free to follow me on my Facebook page, to follow me on my YouTube channel. And if there's anything I can do to answer questions for you, or please feel free to reach out. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday. Thanks, and God bless.